Penultimate race of the day, race number 17, Junior X30, a capacity 34 strong grid. Bart Harrison and Aaron Walker share the front row. Josh Rowledge and Sam Heading on row 2, Harvey Ryby and Oliver Stewart on row 3, Daryl Taylor and Oliver Green on row 4, Luke Watts and Charlie Rippin on row 5, Freddie Spindler and Sam Shaw row 6, Matthew Higgins and Alicia Barrett row 7, Harry Burgoyne Jr. and Jessica Edgar row 8, James Walker and Rashan Chigarimbo row 9, Kanato Lee, good to see Kanato back out there, hope he's feeling okay, and Nathan Clifford on row 10, Brandon Carr and Marcus Luzio row 11, Harry Cottrell and Mitchell Gibbons row 12. Then it's Marcus Littlewood, Brandon Templeton, Reese Newburn, Adam Hayes, Lewis Mackey, Jack Cox, Alex Moody, Connor Clifford, Finley Dunn and Jack Sherwood. 34 karts, 12 minutes, round 1. The British Junior X30 Kart Championship gets underway in the final. Sam Heading makes a dart across the track to try and gain a position. He hangs on, he hangs on to 4th position, down towards the first hairpin. Are they all going to get through McRae's cleanly? The answer is no. At the back of the pack, you can see karts jumping up over the back of each other like it's Watership Down in mating season, mounting each other left, right, and centre. And I'm trying to see who that was. There's 2 karts that are still trapped there down at McRae's, but it's up the front. Bart Harrison from Mick Barrett Racing leads his teammate, who makes the move on Walker. Aaron Walker coming on really strong. He'll be speaking to his mechanic Alex Ferris during one of the breaks, and Alex has been really impressed by the way he's applied himself to he's doing it properly. He's learning lots and he's getting much quicker, and he's got the GP plate to hold him. He's now in 3rd position in the opening round of the British Championship. Brandon Carr has gone off at the start. James Walker and Marcus Luzio also, I think, were the 2 karts that were involved in that first corner of that first lap incident down at McRae's, and they haven't come round to complete the opening lap. Well, they have now. So Luzio and James Walker 33rd and 34th. The rest of the field plying through the Stewart S's down towards Sunny. There's a move from number 15, Matthew Higgins, the Dan Holland Racing team. Good, strong move into St John's there for Higgins. That picks up. He moves into what is 15th position. Oh, and there's the number 19 kart of Jack Cox out of the race. First retirement, Jack Cox. There's Luke Watts on your screen. Number 37 kart, there's Harry Burgoyne Jr. Yellow flags waving down at the Stewart S's. There's a kart off the side of the circuit now. Kanato Lee is 18th. He's gained 1 place after that frightening incident earlier. Bart Harrison continues to lead, 7/10 up on his teammate Josh Rowledge, who has got Aaron Walker camped out on his rear bumper in 3rd. Sam Heading is a little bit back and forth, and he's got Oliver Stewart, the Scotsman for the Jade Racing team, right behind him. Then it's Daryl Taylor, Luke Watts, Oliver Greenall is 8th, Alicia Barrett 9th, and Charlie Rippin having a fantastic day for the MLC Motorsport team. He's up in 10th place. Sam Shaw is 11th, Rashan Chigarimbo is 12th, Burgoyne Jr. is 13th, then it's Ryby, Higgins, Edgar, Spindlow, Lee. Then the best of the repechage qualifiers. Well, Alex Moody, he finished 3rd in the repechage, started 31st, and is already up into the top 20 and 19th place. And Connor Clifford, another repechage qualifier, and Lewis Mackey, who won the repechage, are right behind him in 20th and 21st place. Out of Mitchell Gibbons, Harry Cottrell, Nathan Clifford, Reese Newburn, Finley Dunn, Marcus Littlewood, Braden Templeton, Brandon Carr, Jack Sherwood, with Adam Hayes, Marcus Luzio and James Walker, the remaining runners. But Bart Harrison, his lead was 3/4 of a second. Josh Rowledge and Aaron Walker are closing in. Up the straight towards Iredale as we go. There's number 17 of Oliver Stewart, who has got past Sam Heading into 4th position. So Stewart on that Birrell ART chassis for the Jade Racing team, setting about challenging the top 3. And the top 3, well, the top 2nd and 3rd, Walker, who was briefly ahead of Rowledge. Rowledge is now back in front. They are closing in on Bart Harrison, the race leader. Oh, Heading retakes 4th place from Stewart. Are they costing themselves bit of time. Well, they are costing themselves time to the top three. If they work together, as Darrell Taylor makes his move, so Darrell Taylor into 5th place now in the number 14 kart. The Stewart Essex. Heading in 4th is capitalised on that brief battle between Stewart and Taylor to pull a little bit of a gap on them. But he's 1.2 seconds behind the top three. Rowrah and Walker have caught Harrison. This is now the start of lap number 7. 7 minutes to go, and the three leaders are nose to tail. Heading has got a freight train behind him. He's like, wagons ho, let's go. You can see karts now spread out about half the length of the Lakeland Stadium, 1,030 metres. Down towards Stewart S's. Heading has to defend a little bit. Taylor has closed that gap already, and Oliver Greenall in 6th position now, I think, has got past, and there's a change lead. Josh Rowrah has passed Bart Harrison for top spot. Walker still in 3rd place. It's a Mick Barrett Racing 1-2. Walker in 3rd for Strawberry Racing. Then it's the Mark Litchfield. No, it's not the Mark Litchfield number 57. It's now the MLC Motorsport team. Lee Murray's outfit. Darrell Taylor moving into 4th place. Oliver Greenall for Fusion Motorsport. And the number 64 moves up into 5th position. Stewart is 6th. Heading 7th. Barrett 8th. Watts 9th. Rippin 10th. Then it's Burgoyne Jr., Chigarimbo, Higgins, Edgar and Sam Shaw, your top 15. Such a depth of talent. Such a depth of talent. Sam Heading briefly running out of talent going into Sunny and running very wide. That's cost him half a dozen positions and maybe more. Kart scrambling left and right to try and avoid him. Now, I didn't see if he outbraked himself or if somebody outbroke for him. Rowledge leads. Harrison 2nd, Walker 3rd. Then it's Taylor and Greenall, those two karts on the screen now, 4th and 5th down the back straight. They have got about 10 kart lengths to make up on the top three, but critically, and there's a move, and there's a little bit of contact there as Walker dived at the inside of Harrison, going into the Stewart S's, and he made the move, but he outbraked himself ever so slightly and just nudged the rear bumper of the race leader's kart and briefly shook him offline, but was disaster averted. But Walker, there was exactly the width of one kart to slot into there, and he did it just about. Now Rowledge defends. Oh, Josh Rowledge there, defending down the front straight. This could be game on for everyone behind him, because suddenly Taylor and Greenall have closed that gap. Stewart in 7th is all on his own. Watts is 8th, but Watts is over a second behind Stewart. And Watts has got Burgoyne, Barrett, Rippin, Higgins, Edgar, Spindlow, Chigarimbo, Kanato Lee and Sam Shaw right behind him. Sam Heading is down to 19th place. And repechage qualifier Alex Moody up into 17th from 31st on the grid. Down the hill, here comes Walker, and Aaron Walker takes the race lead with 4 minutes to go for the first time. One of the two Mick Barrett teammates, and there goes Greenall up the inside. Well, that's the 3rd great move Oliver Greenall has made at the entrance to Paddock Bend. That you go uphill into that right-hander, it's a tight apex, then the apex widens out as you start plunging downhill onto the start-finish straight, and Greenall has picked up 3 drivers there, 2 in the last heat, perfectly. Now got his sights set on the top 3. Taylor is now 5th. The top 5 virtually together now, with Stewart in 6th. And the gap back to Watts in 7th, but going Junior 8th, Barrett 9th, Rippin 10th, Higgins, Edgar, Spindlow. With a gap back to Lee, Chigarimbo, Shaw, Moody, Ryby, Heading and Lewis Mackey rounding out the top 20. Jack Cox has retired, so has James Walker. All 32 other drivers still running. Led by Aaron Walker, 3 minutes to go. nervous parents at the circuit, those nervous parents back home watching and commenting on the social medias. But this is the British Championship like you've never seen before. The first year that every lap of this has been live streamed by Alpha Live, and what a show the drivers have put on for you so far today. Rowrah is back in the lead, took the lead, you saw that on the drone shot, looking down at the Stuart S's. Up the hill, across the chicane, Walker down to second. Harrison slipped to fourth, behind Greenall. So Bart Harrison with the St George's cross on the top of his crash helmet, led pole position, led the opening salvos. Now finds himself just one step off the podium with Darrell Taylor and Oliver Stewart right behind him. Stewart comes out of the Stuart S's. The Stuart S is not named after Oliver Stewart, named after Sir Jackie Stewart, triple Formula 1 world champion. And one of the Stewart race cars was up here in the restaurant area for many years. I'm not quite sure where that's gone, but obviously Stewart with close eyes. Oh, and there's so Rowrah begins to defend. 90 seconds to go. I thought briefly he had a problem the way he jinked the inside very suddenly. I thought that was a kart issue, but he is defending. He is now gone full defense mode. DEFCON 3 for the race leader, Josh Rowrah. Walker's right behind him. And what has happened there? It's still Rowrah and Walker top two, but there's a gap back to Harrison, who's also defending. Oh, and Walker trying to go around the outside of St John's and almost run out of track. And I've seen it happen before. Drivers running wide coming out of St John's and spearing back on just as the car in front of them turns into Sunny, and it never ends well. Look at this battle. Because Rowrah is defending, we've now got 8, 9, 10, 11 karts. We start lap number 15 with 30 seconds to go, and the top 11, Greenall's fallen back to 11th, but he's only 3 seconds off the race lead. There's Stewart and Barrett. Oh, Barrett and Stewart side by side, wheel to wheel. They both continue. Stewart on the outside, Barrett on the inside. That slowed Matthew Higgins down directly behind them. There's a move for 6th place into the S's. There's 3 wide trying to scramble through the S's, and the top 5 have broken away. Just like that, just as we had 11 karts together, now we're down to 5 because of the movement. And those 5 are Rowrah, Harrison, Walker, Taylor, and number 37, Cato Motorsports, Luke Watts. Watts on a second-hand chassis. It's a red speed kart. He's normally in a Tony kart, but again, he had all his karting equipment stolen about a month ago. And so he's on a second-hand red speed kart, running for the Cato Motorsport team. And I have to say that Cato Adams and the rest of the Cato Motorsport team have been... Oh, and there's an off! And Walker gets back wide over the grass, coming out of McRae's. Matthew Higgins goes through. Higgins had a storming couple of laps. He is up into 6th position now. But I say Watts and the entire, Cato Motorsport team have been extremely helpful in keeping Luke Watts on track, because he lost everything and he's repaying them with a huge amount of pace on circuit. But here we go, out to the final corner. Josh Rowrah and Bart Harrison. It's a 1-2 finish for Mick Barrett Racing in Junior X30. Taylor is 3rd. 4th for Luke Watts. Burgoyne 5th. After that last lap incident, Walker drops to 6th. Higgins is 7th. Rippin is 8th. Ollie Greenall is 9th. 10th to Freddie Spindlow. Jess Edgar in 11th. Alicia Barrett is 12th. Sam Shaw 13th. A brave 14th place finish for Kanato Lee. Rashan Chikarimbo is 15th. Then it's Lewis Mackey, Harvey Ryby, Oliver Stewart, Sam Heading, and Alex Moody rounding out the top 20. Great exciting race there. Josh Rowrah, by 1400ths of a second, beats his teammate Bart Harrison. You can see Harrison shaking his head as he crossed the line, but there's nothing to be unhappy about there. That's a great drive from Bart Harrison. There's a look, there's Chikarimbo in 50th, Lewis Mackey, Harvey Ryby, Oliver Stewart, don't know. I didn't see what happened in all that confusion. I didn't see what happened to Oliver Stewart. He was up in the top 6, then he dropped back to 18th place. Same for Sam Heading. We saw Sam go off a little bit earlier along, and the general train of thought is that there was a punting incident. I don't know who the punter was, but Heading was the puntee, and that cost him a shot at the top 5. As we look at the late afternoon sunshine here at Rowrah, we have one race to go, race number 18 on the programme. It will be for Senior X30, another capacity 34 strong grid for you. Now, my colleague Anthony Jordan has escaped the commentary box and is now interviewing the winners, and we will show the winning interviews a little bit later on, either at the end of the stream today or possibly tomorrow.
Well, your race winner from Junior X30, Joshua Rowrah. Joshua, what a race that was. It looked incredibly tough from start to finish, but we got there in the end.
Yeah, it was a really good race for me. The team did an awesome job, and my dad did an awesome job, so did Joe at Aventus Power. So we were fast enough, and we just managed to get the job done.
Excellent. I mean, I'm sure the team put a lot of effort into the kart to get it out here today.
Yeah, I can only thank the team, my dad and Joe at Aventus Power, because they gave it their all and gave me a winning machine, so thank you.
Awesome stuff. Well done, first place. But Harrison, well, second place on that one. Fantastic race all the way throughout. It looked a little bit tricky on those last couple of laps, though.
Yeah. Obviously, hard to try and catch up to Josh. He's a great driver. But I did my best and came with a good result, really.
Looks like the team worked really hard to get the karts out here today, and again, a fantastic effort from all. Yeah,
great team, and I thank them so much for the big efforts, yeah.
Awesome, well done, second place. Well, Daryl Taylor, third place on that one, round 1 of the season. You must be happy for a podium.
Yeah, I'm quite happy, especially where I qualified. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, it looked like quite a tricky race out there today. It was, the last lap looked a bit tricky with about 6 or 7 of you battling all together.
Yeah, I was just praying that I stayed on track, and then I saw karts go off and I was like, okay, I need to stay where I am, and then I managed to cross the line in third, so yeah.
Well, a great end to the first day here. Hopefully all the best for tomorrow.
Thank you.
And so the leading privateer in yesterday's Junior X30 final, finishing 13th overall. Not sure if he's there, Harvey Ryby. So the leading rookie in the Junior X30 class, finishing a fantastic 7th overall yesterday, Charlie Rippin. Leading rookie.
I don't know where they've been driving gone.
If Nat Thomas is still there, Nat Thomas. Where's Nat Thomas walking behind there? Because he may have walked off with Mr. Rippin's trophy. We'll do a swapsies.
Just stand there.
Stand by there. Nat, have a little look at the front of your trophy. If it says junior or senior, you might have to come back. But anyway, it's still a trophy. Well done. Top 3 time now, finishing in 3rd place in yesterday's final, Daryl Taylor. Second place in a 1-2 finish for the Mick Barrett team, it's Bart Harrison. But the winner of the opening round of the Junior X30 British Championship, also for Mick Barrett Racing, Josh Rowrah. So the podium for Junior X30